We all understand the type of climate that we're dealing with. We're dealing with multiple offer situations.
I'd love to know sort of what's your why? What makes you tick? Why are you so successful?
Have a dialogue with your lawyer. Have a dialogue with your agent.
Both sort of passionate about sort of what we do.
Again, vet your agent to make sure that they're experienced and they're local. I like that idea.
No excuse to miss it on Saturdays from 8 to 9.
That's right.
WBZ.
And now, the show that gives you the latest and most relevant housing market news. Real Estate Radio Boston with financial expert Rick Scherer and legal professional Ali Alavi.
And I think what you actually do is you have this program. It's called Mortgage Coach. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's just it's a program where I can take what you're currently paying now, even including all the years you've paid into it, and compare them to a bunch of other options for you, lower terms, lower payments, all of that sort of thing.
And you can give them a nice little concise comparison between all these various products.
Right. And one of the things that we're doing a lot of is we're taking clients that had to be in PMI in the past, and we're converting them into a program called lender paid mortgage insurance. I think people confuse mass housing with FHA because of that loan money down sort of thing.
Right.
And FHA is not friendly to condos, and they're not friendly on their appraisals. And so I think people sort of put the mass housing loan in that same bucket. But at the end of the day, if you have a conventional loan putting 20% down, you're getting the same appraisal as a 3% down mass housing loan. So there shouldn't be any confusion or stigma on the mass housing loan because it's a great product and it's really easy. It's just like a conventional loan.
As a matter of fact, in some instances, we're easier. Fannie Mae loves us. We're their largest HFA in the country, bigger than California, New York, or Texas, Florida, Illinois, all the big guys. And the reason that they love us is because we generate a high volume of good quality loans. And as a result of that, they let us do some things that they don't let ordinary lenders do. And those variances translate into us being able to do loans that other lenders can't do.
Right.
And so I think when you look at what we offer, how we offer it, the borrowers were able to help. It's a pretty compelling product if you fall into our income categories.
Well, you guys have just gotten really, really aggressive on your interest rates. You've come out with this new program, Lender Paid Mortgage Insurance, which has been around for a while. We pitch it a lot here on the show just because we believe in it. But let's talk a little bit about how the Lender Paid Mortgage Insurance product works with Mass Housing.
It's actually fairly simple. If you're buying mortgage insurance the traditional way, you buy like any insurance, and that's that you can either pay in a lump sum or you can pay for it in monthly installments. If you pay in monthly installments, it's tacked onto your bill, and it equates to an additional charge or insurance premium, which is like interest.
Right.
So depending upon how much money you put down, the cost of that will go up anywhere from the equivalent of 0.5% to the equivalent of 0.75%. Under our lender paid MI program, the interest rate does go up, but it doesn't go up by the same rate that the mortgage insurance premium would take you up. As a matter of fact, it's about 0.25% less.
Consistently, RE/MAX has sold more property in South Boston than anyone else.
Wow.
So it's been a great office to be part of. We're growing a lot. Matter of fact, if you know any agents who want to make a switch or new guys coming to the business, tell them to call me or Jimmy Fitz at RE/MAX, and we'll get them started in the right
he's
spot.
He's on fire. I like it.
Well, you've been credited for a lot of those sales in South Boston. You know the market. You've lived in South Boston for 60 years?
About 60, yeah. Well, people believe that, Well, you got the camera here, so I wish I had a suit jacket on. But I've been in Southeast since 1988 and became a real estate agent in 2001.
Wow,
and
so
it falls into rather be lucky than smart category because I didn't know what I was getting into. But the market's been very fortunate. I live in a great community. My kids all went to school in South Boston, and I've really seen a lot of changes, good, bad, and it's been a great opportunity for me.
I mean, South Boston has made such a huge transformation. I mean, we were talking earlier segments with regards to Tom Menino and his impact on the city. I mean, one of his legacies that he left behind is South Boston. Don't you agree?
Well, we could have a long talk about that one, but it really is a nice legacy. Menino was a fantastic mayor, and what's going on in South Boston, again, from my perspective, having raised kids in South Boston, the changes have been nothing short of dramatic.
Right.
And when you even look over the short term, over the past 12 months ago, the average asking price for a property, a single-family condo in South Boston, was somewhere around $480. And in 12 months, it's jumped up to $580.
Wow.
Just a 12-month period. So
that's crazy.
And you go back 18, 36 months, you've seen steady appreciation, and the demographic has changed dramatically. From when I was a kid, growing up in Boston, South, it was very blue-collar, working class.
Right.
Now it's very different. High income, college educations, power jobs, all working down the financial district.
Steve, there's obviously there's an influx of like you're suggesting, professionals that want to be in South Boston. They're the close proximity to the innovation district and all the various restaurants, activities that are going on there. Is there existing infrastructure supporting that influx of professionals?
It's being built up. The traffic concern, you go to a community meeting, it's about traffic, it's about congestion, and yes, parking. South Boston notorious for parking.
Right.
But as you see these new construction projects come online, you're also seeing other improvements within the community.
Let me ask you another. There's a lot of times where I'm at the closing table, and most, if not all, lenders have a name affidavit that comes on the closing package.
Yep.
I've seen scenarios whereby there is literally 15 aliases, typos that has sort of appeared, and the clients get very, very concerned. They're like, so what in the world is going on? Did somebody steal my identity? Right. What's going on? How could I possibly be known as all these other people? Can they fix it? Can you help them fix that? Is it a really tedious process? Tell us a little bit about that.
It can be tedious. My first answer to people when they have that concern is I say it's usually somebody with fat fingers typing in the names and misspelling it or putting it in differently. But we do get a lot of those fixed for people because it has no score impact.
Oh, okay.
At all on your credit report. But people are very concerned with that, and they think it's identity theft right away until we break it down and we look at a keyboard and show them where the keys are and how close it actually is to their name.
All right. So they don't necessarily, it's not necessarily an identity theft automatically.
No, it's just
most of the time it's not.
Yeah, whoever's running there. I mean, if you're going to Macy's and you give them your driver's license, they have to data enter that stuff in. They're they're trying to get a transaction done, all that sort of thing. So anytime you apply for credit using sort of a variation of your name, that's where it's going to pop up.
Correct.